I need y'all to be hyped. Like this is gonna be the best Friday night of y'all life. I'm geeked. I need y'all to be geeked. Y'all been with the amazing Terry for 5 days. You know how many people don't get to do that? You know what I'm saying?
That part.
That part. I need y'all to understand how rare this is, you know? How you doing, though, Queen? You good?
I'm good. I'm good. I just got my hair done. I'm looking special.
Melanin popping. Let's go. I love it here. I love it here. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Well, I'm happy to be here. First of all, thank you for inviting me.
Of course. Of course. When we texted earlier, I was like, oh, you got to come talk to everybody. And you got to see all these people. We've gotten like 4,000 or 5,000 people each night, which has been so amazing.
5,000 people? That is crazy. That is crazy. I'm here for it. But again, like, you know, when you're such a prominent figure and you're really changing lives, people support you, right? People support you. Guys, I just need y'all to understand like how amazing the opportunity this is, because I was talking to Terry about doing it. Like, Terry is high ticket queen. Like, when I met Terry years ago, her price has done nothing but go up, right? So the fact that she's given everybody a chance to be in the room, can we just give her a round of applause? Can we put grateful in the chat if we're grateful for Terry, y'all? Can we put grateful in the chat if we're grateful for Terry? But I just want to come on here, man. I won't take up too much of you all's time. I know y'all came in for Terry. I just want to bless the room with a quick testimony from just being her friend, right? Mentee and friend. I probably met Terry, I think it was FinCon maybe 3 years ago. And first of all, Terry was like a rock star. She's a rock star now, but she like, then like, I was like looking up to her, and I asked her, like, would you mind if I take you to dinner to like ask some questions? And she gracefully said, yeah. And we had a 2-hour conversation, just me asking her how she does what she does. And that conversation changed my life. Like, you are the nicest millionaire I've ever met. Like, do y'all agree? Put yes if y'all agree that she's the nicest millionaire you will ever get the opportunity to be around. And for her to give me 2 hours of her time to just coach me on like building up my digital business and how to really like charge my worth and how to really see my value. Like, that is everything. I need y'all to understand this. Like, you need to stop seeing yourself as you see you and start seeing yourself as the world sees you. Just because you had trials and tribulations as a child, or you have imposter syndrome, the world doesn't see you like that. So I need you all to start charging your worth. If you know your worth, drop know your worth in the chat, because I need by the time you all get done with learning with Terry, you all are going to know your worth. And once you know your worth, you can begin to charge your value and the money will flow. Would you agree?
I do. And you, like you said, like once you start making money, especially even in trading, then you feel like you have options. Like even at work, you're like, hey, I don't have to be here if I don't want to be here. Y'all are blessed that I came in this building today, because the way my account is set up. So
the way my account is set up, I love it. And that's the thing, y'all. Like, you know, whether it's trading which is an amazing way to make money, and traveling. First of all, I'm in Colombia right now. You live in Puerto Rico. So is it fair to say like the trading gave you freedom, right?
Oh, for real. Sure. Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So guys, like, I just need you all to understand, we're not chasing money because money solves our problem. Money gives us choices. Right? Money gives us freedom. Money allows you not to miss your kid's basketball game, right? Money allows you to not miss your kid's wedding. Money allows you to not have somebody have control over your time. If you want 2022 to be the first year we have full control of your life, would you mind dropping control in the chat, y'all? If you want 2020, because like when you have control, like you can wake up and literally do anything you want. Like, I'm in Colombia for a week. I'll be in Brazil for a month starting tomorrow. And it's all because I took a leap of faith. I found amazing mentors like Terry, and they helped me give me freedom and control of my life. And that it trumps money, like as much money as you can make. But like, I need y'all to want that. I need y'all to want that for yourself. I need you to want it for your family. And I need you to want it for your future. All right. I need y'all to want that, because like once you taste it, ain't no going back.
Oh, I love it. I'm seeing tons of controls in the chat. Carter, everybody is saying freedom, control. I love this. Terry, he is everything. He sure is. Carter, you are everything. How has increased? I know you just said freedom, but how has increased? I want to say money. Money seems like a weird word, but how has that really changed your life?
For me, it allowed me to, so for me, it did a few things, right? Having access money allowed me to make an impact on my family in more ways than I ever thought possible. Because here's the thing, y'all, a lot of you all, your family doesn't just need you for money. They need to see it's possible, right? Because they need an example that it's possible. For me, making this money gave me and my family members, they look at me not for money, but they look at me knowing that being a millionaire is possible. Last year, my first $1 million year, and it wasn't even the money for me. It was, thank you. It was my nieces coming up to me and saying, I know I can be a millionaire. Like my cousins coming up to me and say, I know I can be a millionaire. Because like once you do it for your family, like we can break generational curses. Like money allows us to get out of the mindset. See, the reason why a lot of people are poor is because they have a poor mindset. I like to say a lot of people have stinking thinking. But once you're around amazing people like Terry, like that stuff goes away. So money gave me just the impact on my family. It gave me freedom of choice. And I love putting my money to work. So I invest a lot. I mean, not as much as Terry, but I need y'all to understand a dollar not moving is a dollar losing. Yeah. Okay. A dollar not moving is a dollar losing. So Terry's going to give y'all amazing ways, not to just make more money, but have your money work for you. Because if you don't find ways to make money in your sleep, as the great Warren Buffett says, if you don't find ways to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. And y'all all deserve better than that in this room.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. You all put invest in the chat if y'all are ready to invest. Like you're ready to invest in yourself. And you guys made it to day 5. So I'm already proud of you.
It's Friday night.
5.
It's Friday night and they in the room learning with you. They could be drinking, they could be partying, they can be doing whatever, but they chose to be in the room with you. And that's so powerful. And let me tell you all guys, hope I'm not talking too much here, but the best investment you all can make is an investment in yourself, period. The best investment each one of you all can make is an investment in yourself. And a lot of people are poor. And I like to say the poor stands for passing on opportunities repeatedly. Okay, poor stands for passing on opportunities repeatedly. So like I see a lot of people that want to change when they get the opportunity to invest in themselves, whether it's a course, whether it's a book, they don't want to make that move, right? So I want all you all to just drop invest in the chat one more time, because if you don't, here's the thing, if you don't think you're worth $1,000 to invest in yourself, if you don't think you're worth $5,000 investing in yourself, how are you going to expect your customers or your clients to invest $5,000 in you, right? If you don't pay it, you can't charge it. If you don't pay it, you can't charge it. So I know Terry invests thousands of dollars in herself, tens of thousands of dollars in herself. I invested $90,000 in myself last year. And guess what? The more I learn, the more I earn. Period. The more I learn, the more I earn. So when you guys get opportunities to invest in yourself, if you really want to change, you have to make that. I mean, my advice would be make that investment, because, you know, a lot of us pray for opportunities, but the opportunities get in our face, we don't do anything about it, right? Yeah. So I say we need to pray about it, then not play about it, right? So if y'all are serious in here, take advantage of any opportunity, especially if you get a chance to work with Terry. Like, I was with her in Puerto Rico in her beautiful estate. And I was just like, like being around you is motivational goals. You know what I'm saying? So any chance I get to be around you, I'm on it.
I love it. And Carter, shout out to you. You invested $90,000 in yourself. And I heard the other day, like you made over $600,000 return on that $90,000. So like all the money that you've invested in yourself, like you've more than doubled that and gotten all the kinds of returns off that.
I had my first $250,000 month in January. And it's all because I'm continuing to invest. I'm like, y'all don't understand. That's the cheat code. Why fall and trip and stumble over problems when you can pay somebody to teach you how to do what they do? That's it. Mm-hmm. You pay somebody to teach you how to do what they do, and then you do it, right? So a guy it's the shortcut to success is cutting the check, right? I like to cut the check to go faster. I don't got time to be playing games. So, and I'm not special. I'm a kid from the South Side of Chicago, and we all have our story. But like when I invested that money in myself, the universe started to pay dividends. And I know the same with you, Terry. Like, some of your $1 million days, I'm like, okay, I got taking notes. I got goals to get to, right? You know what I'm saying? Right. But it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Oh, Carter, well, thank you so much for coming on tonight. We're going to get in here and we're going to learn today they're going to learn how to take their profit. Yesterday, they took a trade and today they're going to actually make some money. But you were phenomenal. Thank you for just your encouragement and just like your motivation to really take ourselves to the next level. Thank you so much.
I mean, look, I just want everybody to know in here, like y'all can do it too. I'm not special. Terry's beautiful, but she's not special. Right? She just decided to take a chance on herself and really grow. And her doing what she did allowed me to do what I do because blessing her, she's just been a blessing to me. So guys, please take the rest of the night to learn with Terry. I don't want to take up too much of y'all time, but if y'all want to follow me, I just changed my name to my Instagram handle. It's Cofield_advisor on Instagram if y'all want to check me out. But again, this is not about me. This is about Terry. But I'm so happy for y'all because the life that y'all about to have after y'all get out this class. Look, I'm ready for y'all to level up. So drop level up in the chat and we gone. Drop level up in the chat and then I'm out of here. Okay.
And y'all definitely check out Carter. He actually has spoken to my students. He talks about taxes, and he's actually done like a whole little segment in his course on taxes for traders. So definitely check him out, especially as you're starting to invest now. He can help you out. And I know it's tax season, so this is definitely a time to check him out.
Yeah, my phone's off the hook. But yeah, guys, again, thank you, Terry, for allowing me to bless your stage with just some words of encouragement, some inspiration. And then I'll get out of here. But I'll put my IG in the chat if anybody wants to follow me. I see somebody just said that. But hey, don't hold back tonight. Give it all. Give it all. I know you won't. But give it all to them. If they here on a Friday night, they deserve everything. So give it to them.
I will. I promise. I won't let you down.
I got you. I know you won't. Text me after and let me know how it goes.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Carter.
Right,
I love it. Oh, that is so great. Did y'all enjoy that? Like, it's so nice to just have somebody come in and just motivate us, especially on a Friday, because you guys showed up. You are here. I'm so proud of you. Now, tell me in the chat. I really want to know. Today's going to be a bit more interactive. I really want to know how many of you guys took your first trade. So yesterday we set it up. We learned how to take the trade. How many of you guys actually took the trade? Oh my gosh, I'm seeing all the me's. Oh, this is so good. Oh, I love it. Good, Sharon took the trade. Good, Wesley. Oh, my little brother took the trade. Let's go. Marvin, Cheryl, Cindy, yes. Okay, good. Shanice said the app is confusing her. That's fine, because that's what we're going to cover today. So I'm glad that you said that, because that's actually what we're going to cover today. Okay, someone said I placed a limit order for QQQ. Shout out to you. The NASDAQ did really well today. That's so good. Oh, I'm so proud of you guys. Yes. Yeah. All right. Well, you guys took the trade. I'm so proud of you. Today, our focus is we're actually going to be selling or learning how to sell the stock that we got into. That way, you all will be able to take some profit. All right. You ready? Yay. And I had a pretty phenomenal day. So I'll just say, wait until the end. I will definitely, I'll show you how my day was today. I did pretty well trading today. Not a record-breaking day, unfortunately, but I still did pretty good. So I'll show it to you. All right. This is fun. All right, I'm gonna share my screen. Okay, we just talked about this. And we talked about who took the trade. And then this is how the market did today. So the Dow actually went down a little bit. So if you took the DIA, you might have lost a little bit, but that's okay. But from the beginning of the day till the end, you actually still could have made a slight profit, even though the overall Dow was down, but not too much. Then we had the S&P. The S&P was up. So if you invested in SPY, that's the ETF for the S&P 500, you probably made a bit. And then look how much the NASDAQ was up. So if you invested in QQQ, that's the ETF that follows the NASDAQ, most likely you probably made some profit today, or at least it's green right now. And then today we're going to show you how to sell to actually realize those gains. There's a term, realized profit and loss versus unrealized profit and loss. Unrealized is what you have right now. If you haven't sold the stock and it's just sitting in there, that's unrealized profit and loss. So you'd have an unrealized profit. But if you sold it, then that would be realized. That would mean that you can actually use that money to do something else with. So today, that's what I'm going to show you how to do. How do you realize the profit that's in that account so that you could use it for paying off your debt, buying a new car, paying for daycare, whatever your goal is, mine, traveling, right? You need to learn how to sell the stock to do that. So that's our goal today. I'm going to show you. I want to real quick before we go into this. Can y'all still see me okay? I'm going to pull up on my screen what it might look like if you had taken the trade yesterday. Okay. So bear with me. I'm going to make sure that I'm showing you from the cell phone app because I told you yesterday that I would. So let me show it to you. Okay. Oh, and disclaimer, as we said, everything that we're doing is for educational purposes only. So I'm not telling you what to do. Investing is at your own risk, but this is so that you'll know, like educational purposes, how to do this. So the app, when you come into your cell phone, the Thinkorswim app looks like this. It's this green one at the bottom. But your whatever broker you have, you can download that app as well. So for example, many of my students, you all use one called TradeStation. It's up here in the blue. You see that? So that's fine. But I'm going to press Thinkorswim, and then it's going to take me into the app. And this is my paper trading account. So when you open the app, it's going to ask you to log in, and then there's a little toggle that says live money or paper money. You're going to go to paper money. And I know we're jumping straight in, but guys, I want to make sure that you learn as much as you can. This is your last day. You're here. And also, I see we're only at 800 in the Zoom. So y'all text your friend or your accountability partner, tell them to come on. I know it's Friday, but they need to be here. And tell them no, they cannot rely on the replay. Tell them come live so they can see what's going on today. And that they need to be here to find out how much Terry made today, because I'm going to show you at the end of the day. So when you first come into the app, if you invested in something, it should show up here where it says all accounts. Y'all see this? So yesterday we took a trade in SPY. And are y'all able to see this big? I tried to pin it. Here, let me pin this one so you can see. Are y'all seeing it big? Okay, good. You're seeing it. Thank you for saying yes. So we invested in SPY. That's the ETF that follows the S&P 500, those top 500 stocks. I got into it at $448.70. So this is what this is telling me. And then it went up, or excuse me. Actually, no, this is the current price. We got into it a little less than this. We got into it at 447. So it's the current price is 448.70. And then our profit is $1.25. And we made this today. That's why this says profit and loss day. That's the profit and loss for today. All right. Now, if I want to take a trade down here at the bottom, let me move this out the way. Down here at the bottom in the middle, do you see where it says trade? It's this bottom one. Here, let me press cancel so you can see me do that again. I'm going to review going over like placing a trade because that's what we did yesterday, but I want to review it in the app like I told you I would. So in this bottom middle section, we're going to place a trade. So this button right here, you push it. Now, let's say that we only got into SPY, so we want to also get into the NASDAQ because, man, it's going on all cylinders. We want to get into it. So we have to put in the ticker symbol, the one that follows the NASDAQ, QQQ. That's the one that we're working with, but there's several ETFs that follow the NASDAQ. We're going to pick this one to keep it simple. We click it, and now we get to see what the price is. So reviewing how to get into one, and then we'll do how to get out of one. And y'all, I hope you're okay with me just jumping into teaching. I know it feels a little weird, like, dang, she just went straight in. Yeah, because I want you to learn. So right here, we're in the app. It's $358.01 at the top. Remember, we said, here, I'm pointing at my cell phone like y'all can see me. But here at the top, it's $358. The sell and buy, this is just how much people want to buy it for, or the sellers are willing to sell it for, and how much the buyers are willing to buy it for. That's the difference between the bid and ask. But down here, you keep coming. You really don't need this just yet. This is mainly the thing you need. This is the current price. You come down, you want to press buy. If we were selling later on, we would switch that to sell. Right here, do you see above quantity? But right now I'm reviewing how to buy. So we're going to buy. Then we talked about the type of order. We want to choose limit. The other things you could choose are a stop. We're going to talk about that one today because that's how to get out. And protect yourself. You could protect yourself using a stop limit, trailing stop, and then you going down the rabbit hole. So come on back. Limit is the one that we actually want to use. Okay, because the limit, as we said before, that we're able to put in the price ourselves. If we had selected market, then the computer can choose its own price and we won't really get the best price. So we're going to put limit as the type of order. Okay, then we come down a little bit more to here to quantity, and we're going to put in how many shares we want to buy. So yesterday we did 1, and today we'll do 1 as well. Each share is going to cost you the amount up here. So I'm going to have $358.01 in my account in order to buy this. Okay. So we selected 1, and now we're going to put in what price. Remember, because this is the market and not just a grocery store, but a market, we can dictate the price we're willing to pay. And I often will put it a couple cents less than what it is. So if that says 358.03, I might come and say 357.98. It doesn't have to be a lot less, but the point I want you to know is that you can put in a price. You don't have to settle for what they're telling you. Okay. So then we come down, we say, okay, the rest of this is kind of extra. You don't really need it to keep it like super simple. You don't need all of that. You just need to know that this is how much the trade is going to cost you. Then we come down though, and the TIF says day. That means that they're going to try to get this in during the trading day. But right now it's after the market hours. So we need to switch this to good till canceled so that this order will just sit in the computer tomorrow. So I'm going to switch this from day to GTC down here where it says TIF. Okay. Somebody yesterday asked me about exchange here. And with the exchange, this best, you don't have to change that from best or something else. It's just going to try to get you in the best way possible. There are several different entries and places where they can buy these shares. They're going to try to get you in the fastest way, and that's why they put best. It's the best exchange that they can find. Okay. And then you will have whichever account. You can do this trade in your retirement. So here where it says IRA, for all those that are trading your retirement accounts, you can do this trade in your retirement. And then we're going to, okay, everything is fine. Then we're going to review. Let's double check, make sure everything is good. QQQ is good. Single order. We're buying one of them at $357.98. We're opening this trade. Yep, that's right. Cost of trade right now, they're saying there's 0 commission. So that's why they're telling you the total cost is just going to be the price. And then you can either save the order and then you can execute it yourself tomorrow, or we can just press paper trade. And because we put good till canceled, this will just sit in the computer. And you see where it says working, it'll keep working until it's actually executed. Executed means they actually buy the stock. Okay. So that was a review of how to place a trade. And then today we're going to cover how to exit a trade. Any questions real quick before we go to exiting the trade? And y'all can put it in Q&A here in the Zoom. Okay, I think I covered that for Sean. Yeah, okay, some of you guys are asking about stop losses. We'll cover that. Yeah, so yesterday, someone's asking about the replays. So yesterday I said that the replays would not be available, and honestly, I don't want to let them be available more than 1 week from now, because I want to make sure that everybody really goes in and has like haste and urgency around learning the information and taking the trade. But I do know that we said on the website that we would let the replays stay in the Facebook group. So we'll let them stay in the Facebook group. But I will say, y'all, make haste. If there's a replay or a class you missed, watch it so that we can make sure that you're taking your trade. Okay. Okay. Good. Congratulations. I'm seeing some people saying that they're buying my trade and travel course. That's cool. And we can talk about that later. But any questions about placing the trade? I just want to make sure you guys were clear as you did your homework yesterday. Okay. Good. So Sean said, I just want to like highlight this one because it's important. Sean said, I made $10 on a live trade of $900 in SPY. That's great. Remember, our goal was to make 1% of our cash amount. So you made $10. 1% of 900 would have been $9. So you did it. You met your goal. Now you try again. You say, okay, let me sell that. Good. I can take that $10, go buy me some lunch or something. And now you can do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Keep doing it until you're consistent in making that $10, making that $9. Go, go, go. After you've done that 8 times, now you've already beat the average, right? And then once your account has grown a little bit, then you can decide, okay, let me reset my target. All right, now my account's at 2,000. Now I'm going for $20 on a regular basis. $20, $20, $20. And I know that sounds small, but guys, those small gains add up. They start to double your account in 5 months, right? They add up. And then there's going to be some days where you're going to be just going for $9 and you actually make 30, or you actually make 50. And you're like, what? Yeah, because now you're becoming a better trader. You're knowing when to get in and out. So good job. Okay. Let me see. I'm trying to see if there were any other questions about. Great. Okay, good. So Tracy says yours says filled. So let me show you what that means. So now that we're in these trades, we can come back up to this screen. Do you all see the all accounts working, filled, canceled, all saved? Let me go over what that means. Working means that they're still working to execute this trade. So it's not yet filled. Like it's not, you don't own the shares yet. They're still working on it. If we click over to filled, this is the stock that we actually did get. Like the computer actually filled it. It's complete. That's what filled means. So this is the stock that you currently have. Canceled. Oh, I keep forgetting. Canceled are any orders that maybe I had a day order and during that day it didn't come down to my limit price. It would cancel those orders. So that's what this means. I had all of these orders in the computer. They did not execute. So they're actually canceled. And today is the 4th. So yeah, today they were canceled. Okay. And then if you want to just see everything that you've entered or not got into, or, just everything, you can press all. And then if you did put in an order, like say you did some homework and you put in an order, but you didn't want it to actually go through yet, you just wanted it to be saved, then that would be sitting here. So that's what those different things look like or mean. Any other questions on getting into the trade? If your computer says take profit, You actually don't have to do that. Okay. Someone said, and then I'll switch back over to exiting the trade. But last question here. Someone said, so if I make profit, does it go back into my account? Yes. If you make profit, those earnings will sit in the account. They won't actually be moved to your personal account unless you decide to move them. When I'm doing my 1% challenge though, like, trying to make 1% I try to make 1% a day. So when I try to make 1%, I don't change my goal, even though my account is growing. So for me, I'll keep that same goal for a while, and it'll just get easier and easier as I have more money in the account, but I keep that same goal. And then after that, I may decide to, okay, it's been a couple months or a few months at this goal. I'm getting really good at this. Let me try to up my goal. That's what took me from making $300 in a day when I was first leaving as an assistant principal to going for $1,000 in a day, because I was consistently hitting 1,000. I said, okay, well, I guess I should go for 1,000. And then the next year I said, well, let me try to make $100,000 in a day. That seemed like I can achieve this goal. And then to $1 million in a day. But I didn't just, okay, my account's up a little bit, let me switch my goal. I try to hit that goal consistently for a while until I've mastered it. All right. Yeah, Liz. Liz says, wow. Yeah, we real out here in these streets. Okay, now let's go into how do you sell. And I had like a whole presentation. Let me stop. Well, let me see. Can I share this screen? Do know that I had like a whole cute presentation, but I'm just so excited to teach you guys tonight, because I know that many of you guys took a trade that I'm just pushing forward. But I did have like a whole cute presentation. I'll move my slides over here. It was all cute. Look at her. Ain't she cute? She was on her computer making her trades. So I had a whole presentation, but I'm just gonna like stick to how to do the trade, because I think that's the important part for you guys tonight. So let's dive in. You made the trade on SPY or whatever yesterday. Let me show you how to take some profit. All right, let me share this screen back again. All right. And if you go to overview screen, like this is just tapping around in the app. You guys can explore in the app yourself, but you do get to see the indexes. Like, how did the Dow do today? How did the S&P? These symbols are slightly different than the ones we're trading, but they're basically the same. This is the NASDAQ. So you can see what they did today if you go to overview. But let's go back to trade. So what I'm pressing first when I'm trying to sell is I first go to positions, and positions is down here at the bottom. It has this little briefcase. If you want to see like the position that you're currently in, not just the orders, because that's what we were looking at before, but the actual positions, I press positions. It's right next to trade here at the bottom. Okay. And you guys in the chat, if it's not essential, like crucial to your learning, pause for a minute and focus, because this is the point of today, to take your profit. Okay. So you're here in positions. Now I'm going to click. Oh, I'm going back and forth between the computer. So I'm going to click SPY. That's the position that I'm in. And my goal will be to actually take this $1.25, like actually keep that. So I'm going to sell the stock in order to keep that $1.25. All right. So I'm going to press close selected, and it's going to take me back to the same screen as when we were buying. But now we're going to press some different buttons. So let me explain what those buttons are. All right. So if I'm just trying to sell the stock, I first have to do the toggle here from buy to sell. Make sure that you're on sell. because it could be that you're in S&P or you're in SPY right now and you just want to get more shares. So you could come to that position and say, oh no, the truth is I just want to buy some more. The price is a little lower now, so let me get in. So you could just buy some more, but we actually want to sell the one that we're currently in. So make sure you toggle to sell. When you're selling, you also want to dictate the price. You don't want to just have the market decide, because if the market decides, they're going to give it to that buyer who wants to buy it for a really low price. And you're trying to sell for a higher price, right? So you need to still do a limit order so that you can dictate the price. So here next to it, over here where it says limit, make sure that you are going over. And Tiandra is my chief of staff. So let me real quick check this to make sure you guys can see. Okay. She just told me that you guys want to see my cursor. I'm trying to do both, but I have a cursor pointing at things, but I'm not sure if it's going. So we'll just keep it going. So I'm pointing here with a cursor. Can y'all see the cursor? It right now is on top of market. No? Okay. Well, then just follow me, because there's not a way for me to show you the cursor. So here where it says buy, sell, I'll just toggle so y'all can see what I'm talking about. That was where that button is, up there in the top left. And then where these little triangle brackets are, that's where you put in your order. You see how that's moving there from market to limit to stop right here. So we're going to actually do a limit order when we're trying to exit this. Then we come down to quantity, the next line, next to this little triangle that looks like a bowling setup. You know how the bowling pins are? That's what that looks like to me. But quantity, we only have one of them. So that one that they have there is fine. And the reason why it's negative is because you're selling it. If you had more than one, you could put in another number, but we just have one. Right? Then limit, you're going to put in the price that you want to sell. Now you see here how it has a lower number, but if you look at the top, it says that the current price on this is $4.48.70. Don't forget that there is some after hours movement. So here, the current price is a little higher than what this limit is saying. So I'm going to up my price. You're the boss, right? You're the boss in this situation. This is a negotiation and you're selling it. So you want to sell it for a little higher. So, okay, I want to sell, if this comes up to $4.48.80. Now, somebody's asking, like, how does she arbitrarily pick these prices? Right now, I'm arbitrarily picking, but usually I would be looking at a stock chart. And then the chart would tell me what price I want to enter to get in and what price I want to enter to get out. So that's how, like, we as trade and travel students, that's how we actually choose our prices. And no, I know someone's going to ask, what will you tell us? We won't have time to cover that in this short amount of time today. But do know that that's how you would pick your price. When you guys learn how to read charts soon, when you're in the course, you'll learn how to pick the price. So you put limit. And it's going to tell you, okay, you're going to get this much money back when you sell. Well, the cool thing is, and actually let's go back to where we were earlier. Let's look at the orders. When this was filled today, it was filled at $447.45. So when we sell it, as long as we're selling it above this price that we bought it for, then we'll be making money. Okay, so when we're picking our price, we need to just make sure that we're picking a price that's higher than this. I'm sure somebody was wondering, well, how much did we buy it for? If you go to orders, which I had to press the little 3 dots at the bottom and then press orders, it shows you the orders that were filled. This is where we were before. And then if you press on it, it'll actually show you the price. So now as we're selling, I go back to positions. I know I'm moving kind of fast, but I'm going to S&P, selecting close. When I'm selling it, I want to sell it for a price that's higher than what I bought it for. So this is where I come to limit down here, and I can put in a higher price. We bought it at $447.45. So at this price, we're making that $1.28, but maybe actually, let's say we want to make $2. $449.45. That would make $2 on this trade. Now somebody's probably like, only $2. But guys, $2 is pretty significant for this trade. This stock is $400. So at $4, we'd be at our 1%. At 5, you'd be beating your 1% in a day. So technically we could say, you know what? I want to make 1% on this, which is $5, give or take 4 or 5. So I'm actually going to do 447 plus 5. All right. 550, 450, 52. 447 plus 5. Is that right? Yep. So this is where I would exit the trade if I was trying to make my 1%. Again, usually we wouldn't just arbitrarily put in a price like that, but my goal is to show you that this limit, you can set it yourself. You don't have to just take what the market says. All right, let's keep going. So that's all that you have to enter in order to exit this trade. And then you press review at the top. So review is up at the top right. And then you look at it, make sure everything is right. Okay, we're in SPY. We're selling 1 share for $452.45. And that means that if the stock is not there yet, that means that it's going to stay in the computer. Oh, did I change it to good till cancel? Let's double check. Let's go back. Nope, I didn't. Look here where it says TIFF day. I got to change that to good till canceled. And if you guys can't see my cursor, right underneath the cost of trade, that's where you pick either a day trade, like this is happening, this has to be executed today, or you move it over and said, okay, this order can stay in the computer until it's canceled, good till canceled. Got it? All right. So now we press review and we double check it again. All right, selling 1 share of SPY at $452.45. It's a limit order. Here's that DTC. This is good till canceled. Good. It's just going to sit in the computer. We come down here. There's no commission, which is fine. And then you could either save order at the bottom if you wanted to place it tomorrow and just see how the market's moving. Or today is Friday, so the market won't open again until Monday. But you can either save it so you can trade it on Monday, or you press paper trade. And now it's going to be in the working category. There we go. Now you have that order sitting in there in the computer to sell that SPY share that you have at $452. And you're just going to let it sit in the computer until it's canceled. Now, guys, the cool thing about it is that this means that you're going to be able to actually like set your profit. So when you're thinking about trading, you should have in mind before you even start. And here, let me exit out of here so you can see my face. Oh, and I was pinning that one. Let me see. Let me see if you can see me big. Can you guys see my screen big? My picture big? Okay, good. Bicey says we can. Good. This actually brings me to just the philosophy of a trader. the way that you saw that I was able to set in advance the price that I want to take a profit, that means before the trade even starts, I can determine how much I want to make on this trade. That is super important as a trader. Before you even enter a trade, you need to have an idea of what your profit will be. If you get into a trade and you're like, I really don't know, I just think this is a good trade, then that sets you up for failure. Because I think there's a saying that says, like, how will you know when you've gotten there if you didn't know where you were going? Or I think they might flip it, like, how, if you don't know where you're going, how will you know when you got there? That's the same with trading. If you don't have a target in mind, you might make a little money, but you won't know to get out of the trade or to take your profit if you didn't have a thought in advance. So before you enter the trade, you should know what my profit is potentially going to be. The same way, though, you should also know what is my potential risk. How much am I willing to lose on this trade? And let me take a second to actually show you how to set a stop loss. Okay. And I'm so glad that many of my students are here, because if you haven't taken your trade yet, this should be good reinforcement for you. Just don't forget that these are things that you should be thinking about. All right, so let me share this screen again. Good, it's exactly as I was saying that. Somebody put in, what is a stop loss? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to actually take off this one to sell. And to take it off, if you're in that working screen, you can tap on the order that it's working and then come down here to cancel order and press cancel order. Now that's taken that away. The reason why I did that is because oftentimes you can only have one order to sell a stock at a time, unless you entered it in the very beginning. That's called a bracket order, and it's a bit more advanced. We do cover that in the course, but as a beginner, many times you can only have one exit at a time. So if we already had an order to sell those stocks, then it would mess me up when I'm trying to teach you how to put in a stop. So that's why I took that order away. Okay. And you guys should know that too. Sometimes you'll get an error message if you already have an order to sell and then you're trying to put in your stop after. So go in, clear out the order, and then put in your stop. Okay. So now we're going to go to positions again. That's where we start. We want to see what we got going on. This is the position we're currently in. We're making a little bit of money, but we just want to protect ourselves. So we're going to come, press on the trade, press close, because you are going to be selling, but this order, you actually wanted to sit in the computer, similar to the GTC, the good till canceled order, but you just wanted to sit in like protection. You know how they have when somebody's walking on a tightrope and they have the net underneath them? That's basically what this stop loss order is going to be. It's just a net underneath you so that if the stock starts falling, it'll take you out of the trade safely. Okay. So current price on this is $448.70 and 70 cents. Let's just put a stop loss in. Arbitrarily, we're going to pick $10 lower. That means that the most we can lose on this trade is going to be $10. Okay. Because you get to pick the price. Another, thinking back to the philosophy of a trader, like you want to be able to set your risk before you take the trade too. Before I take this trade, I know that the maximum I'm willing to lose on this one is going to be a little lopsided because we're saying $10. So that's the max I'm going to lose. And then the max I'm going to make, we just set that order and it had said $5. That's a lopsided order. So then we'd need to rethink that trade. Somebody's like, where is she talking about? I'm just saying a second ago when we placed the trade, we had made the limit to just take $5 of profit. But right now I'm about to do a stop and I had said $10 to protect yourself. That's lopsided. And oftentimes I have a lot of students that will do that. They only put in a little bit of profit, but they have so much risk on their trade. And that's not right either. So when we talk again about philosophy of a trader in a second, then let's make sure we come back to that. The difference in your risk reward and how you're setting that up. We won't get a chance to really dive into how to calculate that here in the 5-day challenge, but we do that in week 2 of the course. So I know a lot of y'all are going to go straight from here to the course. You will cover that soon. Okay. All right. So how do you put in a stop to protect yourself? So you're still going to be pressing sell. So we're toggling right here where that buy and sell is. You're going to be pressing sell. Okay. This is going to be a different type of order. So up until now, we've been pressing limit. Do y'all see here? I know I don't have a cursor, but you see at the top right-hand side where now it says stop, stop limit, trailing stop. Let's go back, stop limit, market. These are the different type of orders. We're going to be selecting this time the stop. What do the other ones mean? So these are more advanced, but a stop limit is what I was telling you yesterday about you saying, okay, I want you to take me out at this price, but I don't want to get out less than this. And that's the one that is kind of tough because if everything's falling apart, you may not get out of the trade. So I don't really like the stop limit so much. Trailing stop, what that means is as the stock rises, I want my stop to trail with it. So if this starts going to 500 and I said trail by $10, well, now my stop is going to be at 490, which is $10 less than 500. And if anybody's confused right now, don't worry. You can watch this again, listen to it again. But a trailing stop just means that your stop order will go up as the stock goes up. Okay, but we're not going to do all that today. We're actually going to stick just with stops. And there are ways to actually calculate where your stop should go. We also cover that. It's also a part of charting and risk management. But we're going to just show you how to do it. I think that it's important that you at least know that it's possible because as you're trading, the worst thing is to feel like, oh, it's down, but there's nothing I can do. That's not true. There's definitely something you can do to protect yourself. All right, let's come down some more. So you're going to sell, you're going to press stop. Quantity, we only have one of them. So we're going to stick with one. And it's negative because we're selling. And then stop type, we're going to keep it as market. What that means is when the order is hit, when this price is hit, it's going to just change to a market order and get us out. That's okay. Now we're going to put in the price that we want, like this order to trigger. And it's just going to sit in there. As long as we have this order, this stop will sit in there too. So we're right now at $448 or $448. Let's put a stop in $10 lower just for giggles. Like we're just going to protect ourselves. If it comes down $10, we won't be too sad. We'll be okay. So 448, let's go to 438. And if you want it to be right at $10, you can say, okay, add in the cents there. Now, here's the thing. We actually got into this trade at $447. So $10 below that would be $437. So if you really wanted to just only risk $10, then you could actually go down to $447. You dictate where your stop is. So either way would be fine. But the point here is I know going into this trade that the maximum I'm able to lose is $10 because I'm putting in this stop order. And if it comes down $10, I get out of the trade and I'm okay with that. I want to take out some of your nerves of, oh my God, I'm going to lose everything. That's not true. If you can put in this stop, it can help you. Let's finish the order. So this should be a good till canceled. That's super important. This duration needs to be good till canceled because you need this order to just sit in the computer to protect you. Okay, so this always needs to be a good till canceled. When you're placing an order, your duration could be either day or good till canceled. Here, a stop, you always need to be good till canceled. Okay, let's keep going. Nothing else needs to change. You still want the best exchange. You know what account you're doing it in. Now we go to review. Let's double check. The reason why this warning is here is because it's going to turn into a market order. So what it's saying is you put in that you want to get out at 437. But since it's a market order, the market will decide once it's tapped. Once it gets to 437, we're going to try to get you out, but it might end up getting you out at 435 or 432. We're just going to get you out as quickly as possible. And when you're looking for protection, that's okay. Because at some point, like if it's hitting your stop, something's already going wrong. So you just needed to get you out. Okay. So that's okay. So selling SPY, stop is in 437, market order, good till canceled. It's a stock, so there's no commission or equity or nothing needed. Not equity, but there's no commission needed. All right, we're good. Let's place the trade, paper trade. All right. Now they got it. Now it's sitting in here and it'll just be sitting in the computer. And you really don't need to touch it. It should stay working. You don't want this to be filled, but it'll just be sitting in there as a security blanket as long as you have that trade. Now, once you sell that stock, go ahead and make sure that this is also closed out too. Sometimes, depending on your broker, they'll close them out together, but I would say always just double check. I go to my orders tab. That's like the first thing I go to every day to see what orders are outstanding. So that as we're trading today, I don't get in something that I forgot was sitting there. Okay. Frank says, where's the cash option? Right now, I'm in the paper trade mode of Thinkorswim, of TD Ameritrade, because many of us on Monday opened brokerage accounts with them. So I'm still in that now. But if you weren't in the paper trading mode, then you'd be able to actually do this with cash. Okay. Yay. I'm so excited. Someone asked me also to do this with TradeStation. Let me see if I can. Now, I haven't changed in TradeStation. This is the paper account as well. I have not changed the amount. You can change the amount at top, but I just want to show you real quick how to do this on TradeStation because someone asked me yesterday. So you would also go to your positions and then you would see, I'm not currently in one, but and see, this is a call, but it's similar, but it's not the same. This is an options trade, but you would click on the position, press close, and then their setup is similar. So you would go down to quantity, you would set it as a limit, or if you were doing a stop, you would put in stop here. But these are the different order types. If you were just selling, you would put in a limit. Then you would put in the price that you wanted. So I could change this here. I'm selling it, so I want to sell it at a higher price. So maybe I go closer to the $3. And then I would change my duration. Since this is aftermarket, I change duration to GTC and then review order. And then everything is fine. Good till canceled. This is what I'm selling it for. Send order. Okay. So that's what that would look like in TradeStation. But both of them, the point is, both of them, you're basically changing your order type, the duration, the quantity size. That's about it. Do you guys? Oh, good. You're welcome. Someone said thank you both. I think they're talking about stuff in the chat. But please put clear in the chat if this is clear. Like you understand now how to actually take your profit. Good. I'm seeing lots of clears. Amanda, Deborah, Carrie, everybody. Good. This is good. Someone said unclear. If you're unclear, then just rewatch the video. But you should be clear. Someone said, do you have to sell? But it went pretty fast. Do you have to sell? Yes, Vanessa, a stop order is separate from a buy order. When you're buying, often when you're new to this, I would say just do a buy order, a simple buy order. Once you get into that stock, go back and add a stop to it to protect yourself. But they're two different orders. GTC means good till canceled. That means that order is good until you cancel it, and it'll just sit in the computer. Sammy, trailing stops are a bit advanced, so I'm not going to go over them here. Okay, someone asked to do it in TradingView, so we can do it one more time. But actually, before we do that, let me make sure that I talk a little bit about trader philosophy. And while I'll pull up TradingView. Okay. So trader philosophy, I wanted to come back and touch on it real quick before we do the exit again in a different platform. But one of the things we just talked about is before you go into a trade, you actually can dictate what is my risk and what is my profit. You need to make sure that you're not lopsided on a trade. So your risk should be 1 times your reward. The amount of reward that you're potentially able to take on this trade needs to be 3 times the risk that you're putting on the table. Now, the real only way to know that, like what is my risk and what is my reward, is by looking at a chart. Because looking at charts, you can at least have some indication of how far down can this go? If I get in right now, how far down can it go? And then you can also look and say, okay, well, how far up can it potentially go? Looking at a chart, that will tell you how far up it can go. Then you can say, okay, well, if it can go down $100, but it can only go up another 10, I'm not taking that trade. Let me go find another stock or something else that's better. All right. So that's super important to think about your reward to risk. And some people are going to hear me say that and it's going to go over their head. But tell me this, how many of you guys thought about trading Amazon today? Amazon jumped up $400 today. Be honest, how many of you guys thought about trading Amazon today? Or even got into a share of Amazon today? Amazon had earnings. Yesterday, it ended at about $2,780. And then today, it jumped up to $3,200. It jumped up $400 overnight. And today, it was up. It was up overnight at 3,300. Then it came down to about 3,200. Then the first hour of the trading day, I know all this because I was trading it. It came down right below 3,000 and then it went back up to 3,200. How many of you guys thought about trading Amazon today? Be honest. Tell me in the chat. See, some people are like me. I did. Good, Sherelle. That's the right philosophy. Sherelle said, good. And Ellen too said, nope. Sherelle said, no, I thought about selling it. Guys, you're late. If you got into Amazon today, the thought that you had in your head was, I'm going to get in because it went up so much. It's going to keep going up. And I missed out. Oh, man. So I'm going to get in here. You got in at the highs. The real philosophy of a trader is after it goes up, we're looking to sell it. All day today, I was looking for opportunities to sell Amazon. So actually, let me show you a quick the slide. Let's look here. When to buy, when to sell, and when to wait. When to buy. A lot of you guys, as I mentioned a second ago, you got into Amazon today because it went up and you thought you had missed out. And you felt like, oh man, it's going to keep going higher. Everybody has good news about it. Its earnings came out. It did well. Let me get in here. Y'all, it just went up $400. That's a huge jump. A true trader is thinking, okay, it's gone up in price. It's more expensive now. I've made some profit because they would have gotten in lower. So like I got in at 2780 yesterday, and then I had some already when it had gotten to 2700 before. So now we've made our profit already. So we're thinking, okay, it's come up, it's made some money, it's time to sell. Okay, guys. So when you see stocks starting to rise, that is not the time to get in. That's actually the time to sell because other hedge funds and professionals are looking to sell when those prices are going higher. Now you may say, oh, but Terry, like it can go higher. It can. But at the same time, there's a high probability it'll go lower before it goes higher. I made money on the way up today, and I also made money on the way down. As soon as it got to 3,200, I started selling puts or buying puts. And then at the end of the day, as it started coming down to 31.50, I was super excited because all of those puts just started making money and turning green. But you know who lost money at the end of the day? All those people who jumped in thinking, oh man, it went up so much. I think I'm going to get in here. It can keep going next week. And now their account is looking red. Okay, so when to buy? You want to buy when it's actually low. You want to buy when everything is going wrong. When the whole market is falling and there's all this red and we're not sure what's going to happen and the news is bad, that's when you want to buy. Now, I don't particularly think that we should invest right away in these, but the ones that you should have been looking to buy today are Netflix that fell $100 last week, Facebook that fell, because that's just a better reward to risk. Your reward potential on that is there's a lot of room to go up, and the risk is it already fell a whole bunch, so there's not as much risk. That's a better setup. Your reward to risk on this Amazon trade, you're about to risk that it's going to fall $400. And your reward, it's got about $300 of potential reward. The highs on it are around 3,500 and it's at 33, or it could go to 3,700. That's fine. But your reward to risk ratio is still off because you can risk $400. I know that this sounds probably like gibberish to some of you guys, but I also know that many of you all are already trading. So I want to be the one to come in here and give you some tough love and say, don't just run for the hype. Don't chase after these stocks after they've gone up. There will be another opportunity. And if any of you guys are feeling like, dang, I missed it, like maybe you sold some and it kept running up. I get that too. I had several positions in Amazon, and one of them I sold in the morning, and it was only at like 3,000, kept running up to 3,200. And I was like, man, I missed it. But you know what? It could have dropped just like Google did last couple days ago. Google, as soon as it opened up, everybody sold it, got their profit, and it quickly started going down and filling a gap. But it could have also done that. And so it was good that I took some profit. Okay, so philosophy of a trader. When to buy is when the stock is coming down, when all things are bad news, and especially on days where everything is red, because that means that it's not about your particular stock. Your stock could still be great, but the market is falling that day. That's okay. That's when you're looking to buy. Now, when are you looking to sell? When the stock has had a really big move, when it hits all new highs. In our class, we actually look at formations in the chart. So we know when there's some sellers coming in just by looking at candlesticks. When it hits that seller's level, sell. And be disciplined about that. For all my students that are here, I want you to be disciplined. yes, it might keep going up. That's cool. You can always get back into the trade after it passes through a seller's level. You don't have to like wait it out. No, take your profit and then, okay, this seems like it's still going up. I can get back in. You don't have to make every dollar in every trade. And then when to wait. Guys, one of the most underutilized tool in trading in the trader's toolbook is the ability to not trade. I cannot tell you how much better I got as a trader when I learned to be patient and to wait for the best opportunity instead of just trying to get any trade. And when I learned to not overtrade. Some of us, we get excited, we get into the class, and then we start trying to trade every day. Well, Terry said 1% a day. Guys, I'd rather you have one trade a week that does 5% than to try to trade every day on these trades that are not that great. Okay? Learn to be patient. Someone says, how often can you trade in a day? If you have less than 25,000 in your account, you can only do 3-day trades in a 5-day period. That doesn't mean that you can only trade 3 times. You can get into as many trades as you want. It's just you don't want to sell them until the next day. So they're not considered a day trade. But yeah, tell me, like, if you feel like you can have the discipline to do this, put discipline in the chat. And this is a commitment to yourself. Like, I will be disciplined. Because your win rates and your trading account will all go up when you learn to be patient and not trade every day. Just trade the best trades. And to also follow your trading plan. I know that there's some of my students this week that probably lost money on earnings because they wanted to play the earnings game. When you know that, hey, it's the luck of the draw on earnings. Yeah, you have these big days like Amazon did today, but then you also have days like Facebook yesterday, Meta fell, Netflix fell, PayPal fell. So now you're just like, well, did I pick the right one? Honestly, you shouldn't have picked any. Let's just wait till the earnings comes out. Let's see what they say, and then let's make a more educated trade. Good, I'm seeing discipline. I will be disciplined. I can wait. Thank you, Mamie. I can wait. I will be disciplined. Chris is like, Jim. I'm coaching to you guys because I know that like eventually you're going to be my students and I care about you. I want you to win. I want you to be good traders. And they are right. Many traders lose money, but the reason why they lose is because often they overtrade and then they're not disciplined with their trading plan and they don't know how to wait for the best trades versus just trying to trade every trade. And they spend too much on certain trades. They're too risky. They don't have a risk management plan. Like that quantity size that we select, somebody in here, I'm sure, was probably like, you know what? Terry says this is good. I'm going to get 1,000 of these. That's cool and all, but how did you choose 1,000? You know, if it goes down a dollar, you've lost $1,000 now too, right? So be careful. You got to be mindful of your quantity size. And yes, there are formulas for that. Somebody said, yes, this is not roulette. It's not. Okay, I'm gonna get off my soapbox now. But this is so important. And I'm looking at the time. Oh shoot, we're already over time. Okay, I'm not gonna show. Should I show TradingView? We just said we would. Okay, real quick, I'm gonna show TradingView. Come to TradingView. You can see this fast. At the bottom, it says positions where it says paper trading. We're in this one with the Dow here. I'm going to right click it, push close position. Close position. Oh, that just did an exit order. But you can also put in like a whole order. But I think now you guys are good. So here, with like doing the whole order, instead of buy, you would put sell. You would put in your price, like we said before, you would put in the quantity, and then you would press sell. This, though, we would change to DIA because that's the position we're currently in. Okay, but it'll have the same little order form as the others. All right, cool. This one actually made some money. We got into 22 shares of it yesterday. The price was not showing us what price we got in, but the last price was $350. So it must have got in at our $340. Ha, look here. It says buy one limit for $40. Remember yesterday when I told you guys? Well, I actually would put this in here because the chart says it's going to come down. It sure did. And now we're making some money. Well, actually, no, this one isn't. This is SPY, but I have a feeling that will still work too. All right, let's keep going. I am excited for you guys. I really am. Like, I think that you're starting a new journey. I think you're going to be really great traders. And on that last chart, that was SPY, but for the Dow, it says that we also were up $10. That means that it got in $10 below, which would have been $340. Okay. I know I talk fast sometimes, but yeah. Okay. So this challenge has been, we've been here 5 days. I've been able to teach you how to take your first trade. We talked about how to open a brokerage account, how to actually look at the indexes of the market, how to invest in those through ETFs. We placed a trade yesterday and we sold a trade. And first of all, put in the chat, helpful, if you think this has been helpful. And then let me know, because I know some of you guys are like, oh no, Terry, this is the last day. Then let me know if some of you guys want to continue to work with me, because I can show you how to continue working with me. Oh, good. It just went crazy with the helpfuls. That's so good. Life-changing, extremely helpful. Good. Yes, good. I'm just glad this has been helpful, especially with that article that came out and talked about how Black Americans, we missed the boat. And we're like, because we're not investing, the gap is widening. Like, that sucks. So I'm so glad that you all are here. And this is all races, all ages, but just the fact that you all are here for yourself means that we can start making a difference. Thank you again for joining this 5-day challenge. I hope that you learned, and it seems like you did. Y'all put invest in the chat. If you're still here, put invest so you can know that you are ready to invest in yourself. Yes, invest. You're ready to invest in the market. You're ready to invest in yourself. And I'm here for you. The whole Trade and Travel family is here for you. So check us out, investwithterry.com, and keep investing. Keep going into those ETFs. Even if you're just long-term putting some money into those, you know that they usually will go up 8 to 10%. And then if you want to be able to make more than that, and you're like, Terry, I actually see that you made 10% or 13% today versus 8 to 10% a year, and I want to learn how to do that, then join us in the Trade and Travel course where we can teach you how to pick individual companies instead of just an ETF, and how to make sure you're protecting your risk, and how to know the best times, and how to know the right quantity size, and how to know where to put the stop, and just instead of just arbitrarily picking a price. We can show you all of that in a Trade and Travel program. So thank you again. My name is Terry Gioma, and it's been so great serving you this week. Check us out at investwithterry.com. Talk to you later.